Ladies and gentlemen, the latest developments in the Durham probe are leading to indictments. This is not me talking. This is a National Review article. Durham eyeing criminal charges for low-level Bureau agents in Russia probe origin investigation. So, the indictments are going to take place eventually because there are too many people who utilized their posts within the United States government to set up and frame an incoming candidate. They literally didn't have anybody. They didn't have any evidence that Trump was a Russian operative. We have, within the departments that are linked to the ODNI report and the DHS report, their budgets are about $30 billion plus in total. They couldn't find one piece of evidence to link Trump to working alongside Russian operatives. They had a $30 billion budget, and they utilized a dossier purchased by the DNC and Clinton. Okay? Nobody uses basic logic when trying to find out what happened with Trump Russia. How did it start? They lost the election. Clinton lost to Trump. They were mortified. They were embarrassed, they had egg on their face, and they wanted retribution. This was not about the rule of law. So what took place was they used a high to moderate confidence assessment, and it's not people like John Brennan or Comey or Clapper who are going to get indicted initially. It's lower level people like Kevin Kleinsmith who, by the way, might face more charges, okay? He, according to the Mueller probe found no evidence that Trump worked with Russia. That's why he was never indicted or charged. Nobody was indicted or charged on working alongside Russian operatives. What Durham found was that Kevin Kleinsmith falsified information to deceive a FISA judge because they had such little information to utilize against Trump, they had to lie. Now we're finding out, I'll read, Special Counsel John Durham is eyeing potential criminal charges for several low-level Bureau employees, people who worked for McCabe, for Comey and McCabe, and other people not in government as part of his investigation into the origins of the 2016 Russia probe. Durham is currently presenting evidence to a grand jury and is preparing a report to be finished in the next several months, the Journal reported. So, this would be interesting. Next several months, he should wait until 2022, until the House changes hands. But if he's preparing to indict people, that's interesting. And they're going to investigate his report when they take over the House anyway. So I guess it really doesn't matter when he publishes his report. But here, much of this investigation currently focuses on whether tipsters knowingly provided false information to the Bureau in possible violation of laws against lying to the government. The false tips reportedly pertain to connections between the Trump campaign and the Russian bank Alfa Bank. So, if you remember, they investigated Trump's servers, which is something they never did with Madam Secretary. I mean, they kind of did, but not really. And they found nothing. And there were articles talking about how he was potentially committing illegal activity with a Russian bank. Well, all of these tips, all of these allegations, now if you know you're lying and you give the U.S. government or investigators false information simply because you don't like a political opponent, well, that's against the law. Who knew? And so you're probably going to have a whole lot of people who flip and sing and flip and sing. Remember when Michael Cohen and everyone else were supposed to flip and sing? Well, now there's other people going to flip and sing on Democrats. Isn't that interesting? Or loyalists to the Democratic Party. By the way, I must thank the super thanks, and I must thank a gentleman in particular. Let me see. Just want to get the name correct I must thank the people who give to the Super Thanks and contribute to the channel. The Super Thanks is right next to the like and the share buttons. And I can't thank you enough because I don't have $20 million in venture capital funding. So this is a channel that's really, I have the best viewers. I have the most amazing and generous people watching. And your support, especially in this time period, is greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. A viewer, Irish Mick, thank you so very much. Very, very kind of you. Very generous of you and very kind of you. And thank you so very much for watching. It is because of people like you that I'm able to do all of these uploads and the live streams and, have my channel grow. And I want to thank you very much. So Irish Mick, thank you so much. Thank you. To the people who also want to support this channel, the super thanks is below, and I have a Patreon on hagoodman.com, and below in the pinned comment you could read my writing in The Hill, the Huffington Post, Salon, the Jerusalem Post, the Roanoke Times, other publications. Irish Mick, thank you again. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. John Durham is going to indict people. He's going to indict people. The issue is how many people will they flip and sing? There's a grand jury now. Out that he's utilizing, or that he's giving evidence to on numerous people. It doesn't even several employees of the Bureau and other people not in government. So information has been given to a grand jury on these people. It's a bunch of people. Now, you have to ask yourself, if they're giving information to the United States government that's not accurate, why? That's number one. Why are you giving false information to the U.S. government, to law enforcement agencies, simply because you don't like Trump? Okay? When they have not indicted or charged him for January because he is not liable or responsible. They have not indicted or charged Trump for his tax returns because there's no financial crimes there that he committed. They have not indicted or charged Trump with working alongside Russian operatives because they literally fabricated that. They have not indicted or charged Trump, Ivanka, Jared, Donald Trump Jr., Eric Trump. No Trump has been indicted or charged on anything. Why do you think that is? Do you think it's for lack of trying? Do you think they didn't set him up and frame him enough? You think that they don't want to see him in jail? No, they don't have anything on him. All they have is apoplectic, hysterical, paranoid media coverage. And you see that on every topic nowadays. This is like the last year and a half you will see this type of coverage, because once you have Republicans, Trump Republicans in the House, actual people that stand for something, okay, you're going to have a different ballgame. Media will eventually not be objective at all. They'll still be an extension of the Democratic Party, but they'll realize that they don't have like complete carte blanche in terms of creating this absurd narrative. He worked with Russia and he's this big problem to the U.S. and all of that, because you'll have an actual political party offering a different viewpoint. So the people who believed he worked with Russia are complete imbeciles. They did so because they couldn't stand losing. They cheated Bernie Sanders, and then they said he worked with Russia. Before that, they said Clinton was going to win in a landslide. Then they got into the Congress by promising Medicare for all. These people are perpetual liars. And the racket is almost up, 2022 and John Durham. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. Have a live stream later tonight.